Hello everyone, I am Julina Bigaso, and today I will going to introduce to you the people who influenced Edgar Dale's cone of experience. So the first person who was behind the knowledge and ideas of Edgar Dale's cone of experience is Pestalozzi, or Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi, who pioneered the concept of learning through activity. His significant contributions in the history of education are his educational philosophy and instructional method that encourage harmonious intellectual, moral, and physical development. Second is his methodology of empirical sensory learning, especially through object lessons. And last is his use of activities, excursions, and nature studies that anticipated progressive education. So next, the second person who had influenced Edgar Dale's cone of experience is Prevel, or Friedrich Wilhelm August Prevel, who first promoted the principle that children have unique needs and capabilities. Friedrich Prevel was a German educator who was the founder of the kindergarten and one of the most influential educational reformers of the 19th century. So next, the last person who had heavily influenced Edgar Dale's work is John Dewey, who stressed the importance of the continuity of learning experiences from schools into the real world and argued for a greater focus on higher order outcomes and meaningful learning. So, let's proceed to the first edition of audiovisual methods in teaching. So, in 1946, Dale expanded Dewey's concept of the continuity of learning through experience by developing the cone of experience, which relates a concrete to abstract continuum to audiovisual media options. So, the cone of experience is a visual summary of Dale's classification system for the types of mediated learning experiences. In 1969, Dale regarded the cone as a visual analogy to show the progression of learning experiences from the concrete to the abstract rather than as a prescription for instruction with media. So when we say visual analogy, it refers to a diagram that constitutes a literal or an abstract meaning. Examples of this are charts, graphs, and diagrams. So according to Dale, the cone is a visual analogy. Unlike all analogies, the cone does not bear an exact and detailed relationship to the complex elements it represents. So this means that they are not like the objects or ideas which they stand. They don't usually contain visual clues to their meaning, or they does not directly show the literal meaning of that thing. So let's proceed to the last edition of audiovisual methods in teaching by Edgar Dale. In 1969, Dale integrated Bronner's three modes of learning into the cone by categorizing learning experiences into three modes. So first is an active, that is learning by doing. So an active is refers to direct actual experience or encounters with what is. So this is life on the raw, rich, and unedited. They form the basis for all other learning experience. So this level contains the things a person can actually experience. Not only can be seen or hear, but also to feel and explore in order to learn from it. The second one is iconic, or that is learning through observation. So, iconic refers to more abstract experiences, which could be the form of pictures. So, iconic level represents the things that can be observed and heard only, or both, like pictures, videos, and the like. So, third is symbolic experience, or that is learning through abstraction. So, symbolic experience refers to the use of words or printed materials which is no longer resemble the object under study. Example is the word ball. So, the learner can form a mental image about it. Thus, he or she will be able to comprehend what it means. So next, let's discuss the cone of experience by Edgar Dale. So the cone of experience is a visual model a pictorial device that presents bonds of experience arranged according to degree of abstraction and not to the degree of difficulty. So this cone of experience was introduced by Edgar Dale in 1946 in his textbooks on audiovisual methods in teaching. So this model incorporates several theories related to instructional design and learning processes. So in this picture, as you can see, there are 11 levels in the cone of experience. So these levels of experience are arranged from top to bottom or from the abstract experience up to the concrete one. So first is the verbal symbols or verbal experience, which represents words that are written or printed. Second is the visual symbols, which includes the graphs, charts, tables, and the like. Third is the recording, radio, and still pictures, which contains the recorded audio or any form of sound. Fourth is the motion pictures, which includes films and other kinds of videos. And fifth is the educational television, which are shows that were aired in mass media or broadcast. Six is the exhibits, which involves collection of many historical things that can be used for learning. Seven is the study trips or field trips, which represents immersions and field trips to experience the life outside the school as well as to see the local community. So the eighth level is the demonstrations, which showcase an actual thing or activity to elicit learning. The ninth level is the dramatized experience, which involves presentations or role plays of one's activity. The 10th level is the contrived experience, which represents an actual activity but done inside a classroom to effectively learn and experience the kind of experience. And lastly is the direct purposeful experience, which involves the actual activity done in the actual place where it needed to be done to effectively learn and experience the activity. So the cone of experience was arranged according to degree of abstraction and not to the degree of difficulty. So the further one progresses down the cone, the greater the learning and the more information is likely to be retained. So it suggests that when choosing an instructional method, it is important to remember that involving students in the process will strengthen their knowledge retention. Dale 1969 explained that the broad base of the cone illustrated the importance of direct experience for effective communication and learning, especially for young children. Real and concrete experiences are necessary to provide the foundation of their permanent learning. So, it implies that teachers need to consider exposure and engagement in real-life situations. Hands-on experience should also follow after introducing the concepts, theories, and significant details so that in this way, students could be able to build a connection between the abstract and concrete experience that would help them to become an eligible one. So that's all. Thank you for listening.